it's Crankin Out Crafts. This is my sign. And today I'm going to show you how to make a wreath using just one of these styrofoam wreath forms and also some paper. And I've cut out paper in sort of fall looking colors. This nice like shiny gold leaf I have going on here is actually a gold poster board. So I used the majority of the poster board, and all I did really was use a template that I cut out in a leaf shape and traced a bunch of them on here and then cut some of them out. And we're gonna do that for all of our leaves, but the poster board is a good way to go because you actually get a lot of paper or poster board for a fairly small amount, and can make a lot of these leaves. So this is gonna be the majority of our wreath using really pretty shiny gold colors. And then I also cut out some leaves from a few different scrapbooking papers that are all kind of glittery, and these are just gonna go sort of interspersed with our gold leaves here and there. So you do need a pencil. You're gonna have to trace your leaf and then cut it out of your paper. And like I said, I already got a bunch of them done. The next thing that you need to do is take your glue gun, hot glue gun and glue stick, and we are going to start putting our leaves onto our foam wreath. And what I want to do is I'm going to put it onto the leaf itself. And if you notice, like, the poster board is a little stiff, no worries. I'm going to start adding leaves along like this. And I'm gonna do 3 leaves per, we'll say, row. So 3 leaves for a row. And once I get it onto my little foam wreath, I want these to kind of bend around the wreath a little bit more. So I'm gonna shape them by just bending them gently to the wreath. And you can do this more later too if you want them to be laying flat a little bit more. And so we're going to start our next row, and I want my next row of leaves to overlap the first row a little bit, but I also want them to go sort of in between almost the leaves that I previously put on. And I want to make sure that I cover the entire wreath. So it is going to be helpful later on to go back and make sure and try to get them to lie down a little bit more. That way you will cover the wreath more too. So let's see. And then next row, and you're going to continue like this, just placing leaves over. And if you notice, I am also, when I'm layering them, I am putting them maybe about halfway up the previous, so the tip of the row that I'm working on is going about halfway up the previous row. I have some really pretty papers. Okay. And then we're going to continue this and come back in a little bit and show you the ending. Back again. So we are almost done with our wreath. Just a few last rows. And so to let you know, there were a couple of rows here where I ended up putting 4 leaves on there just to kind of get a better coverage over the wreath. And like I said before, interspersing these other pieces of paper, not just the poster board, but the other colors throughout, so it ends up being here and there. And this is my last row, which is going to be a little bit interesting because you notice, like, I'm catching up on the inside and not so much on the outside here, but I can cover that up fairly easily. So let me finish up this bit right here. And then I do want my leaves to lie down just a tad more. So I am going to do a little bit of glue. I don't want them to be like totally down, so I'm doing a few pieces of glue here and there. And this is why hot glue is great for something like this, because, and I kind of like these little, like the tips coming up. I kind of like the tips poking out like that, because it I don't know, it makes nice texture. It kind of makes it look a little bit more leaf-like. So just throughout, if you have places that you want to be a little bit closer to your wreath form, you can use your hot glue gun. And like I said again, it's nice to use it for a hot glue gun with this project, because then you don't really have to worry about them popping up with the glue's not quite dry, because the hot glue tends to dry really quickly, within a minute at least. So you're going to do that for the whole thing and go along and just tack down everywhere that you want to kind of lay a little bit flatter. And then at the end we can add a very simple bow if you want. The wreath itself is pretty eye-catching because it's so shiny, so maybe not a crazy bow, but just something nice and simple to put on it, and a hanger to hang it up. And that is it.